Guys, here's another video. I've got this e-bike I'm going to be having a look at today, having a look at the brakes which have been replaced recently, and they've worn out already, so they've not been replaced correctly. Let's get a little close up there. You can see me just removing the split pin which holds the brake pads in place. I'm just leaving that out with a pair of pliers, as you can see there. That's the split pin, and it's going to remove the rattle clip, and that's the outer brake pad. See, it's worn down to the metal, been grinded on the disc, and this is the inside one here, which is weathered better. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is remove the caliper. It's just two Allen key head bolts. You can do this with the caliper in place, but I'm removing it. So here's the caliper removed from the hub, and you can see the cylinders inside there, which I'm going to have to retract. So just going to give it a clean, get a wet wipe on it and just give it a bit of a clean, get rid of some of that brake dust. You can see it's nice and clean. Now let me just show you here. These are the two brake cylinders which I need to retract, push back so I can get the new brake pads in, because they've obviously got more asbestos on them. So the first thing I need to do is get a pair of pliers in and push the pistons back, but firstly I've got to undo the brake reservoir. As you can see I'm doing here, it's on the lever. Just tip the lever up to the level and undo the screw. I'm just going to pop this little syringe, adapted syringe in there so the fluid doesn't come out. Once I've popped that on top of the reservoir, I'm going to now retract the brake cylinders. You see me just pushing them back there. They've got to be retracted so that the new brake pads can fit in. See, they've got them nice and pushed back now. Okay, so this is the brake pad kit. The brakes discs have been replaced recently and they seem okay. It's just going to replace the pads. These are the pads here, and it comes with the pads obviously, and the anti-rattle clip. It's the chrome thing there. It's the pads there with the anti-rattle clip, so it's just a matter of sliding the rattle clip in between the two brake pads like so, the correct way around, pressing the whole thing together. As you can see there, get a nice little close-up. This is what it looks like before it's inserted, and you're just going to pop it in the right way around with the hole at the bottom for the split pin. That's the wrong way around, just turn it round. That's the way they go in, like I said, with the hole at the bottom. So they just slide in like so, and just make sure they're fully in, and then you can fit the new split pin which came with the kit. You can see there I'm just fitting the new split pin, and it goes through the pads and through the anti-rattle clip like so, and then it's just a matter of splaying this split pin so it stays in. Just got to bend the end of it. Bit tricky to film. I'll show you film it the best I can. So I just got the grips and just split the one end of the split pin just so it stays in position. You can see there, I'm just going to give it a squash it so it stays in this position. Like I said, it's a little bit fiddly to film and do at the same time, and that pretty much does it. So that's the pads fitted. So what I've got to do now, I've got to fit the pads over the disc. So let me show you here, just highlight that for you. There's a gap there which the disc slides into. That's in between the two brake pads. and that's a little bit tricky to film also, but I'm just going to slide the caliper on with the brake pads going in between, with the brake disc going in between the brake pads like so. And then it's just a case of, let's give you a close up here, what it looks like. You can see the disc in between the two pads. So it's just I'm just going to put these retaining bolts back in for the brake cylinder caliper, sorry. I'm going to put the bolts back on, but I'm going to put them back on loose. Just nip them up. I'm not going to fully tighten them because it's a sliding caliper. Okay, so I've got the bolts back on, so it's back up to this cylinder. So what I'm going to do is just pump this trigger, and as you can see, the brake trigger, you see bubbles coming out. See that there? There's bubbles coming out, there's air in the system. So I'm just going to do that a few times until I'm satisfied that there's no air left in the system. And then I'm just going to top up the existing fluid. You can see I've got some mineral oil, brake oil in this syringe. I'm just topping up the brake fluid here. The brake fluid level, sorry, in the reservoir, on the trigger, on the brake pedal trigger. And then it's just a matter of refitting the brake cylinder, brake reservoir bolt, sorry, which holds the fluid in. Just tighten that back up. I'll just press it a few times and it's nice and solid now. I'm happy with that. So now that that's done, it's just a case of final tightening on these the caliper. Make sure the bolts are nice and tight there. Don't overdo it. And I'm happy with that. Brake pads are in, caliper's nice and tight. You can see the wear on the disc from the previous brake pads. Like I said, this disc has been replaced. Okay, just give you a close-up of the old brake pads which were fitted incorrectly. As you can see there, they've worn down in less than 6 months down to the metal, and we're grinding on the disc. The disc is not too badly damaged. I'll show you the other side. Brake pad, the inner brake pad, that seemed to be wearing okay. And this is the anti-rattle clip, which wasn't fitted correctly. As you can see, it's bent. That's how it came out. Okay, I've took it for a ride, sorry, a couple of miles just to test it, and it seems to be working fine. I'll show you here. That's after a couple of miles. The wear seems to be wearing evenly on the disc. So with that, I'm happy with that. So thanks for watching once again, and please subscribe.